Let's do another woodworking project today. I've got to use up these lath wood boards. There's a lot of them. At least I can take 15 or 16 from this pile. So let's head to the wood shop. Hello everyone, we're back in the workshop. We are going to be making a lath wood USA flag. I have my boards picked out that I want to use in the project. I'm going to be staining them after I cut them with this Varathane charred wood accelerator. I want to have that charred wood look before I put any paint onto the pieces. The first thing I need to do is cut my boards, each one to 35 inches. And I'll do that on my miter saw. And just a few points before I begin cutting my pieces. We are going to cut these 35 inches wide. It will end up being 20 and 20 inches and 3/4 tall. And that's because with lath wood and scrap wood, you just don't get anything that's perfectly straight, anything that's perfectly even or level. You just go with what you have. Like this one is bowed up, but I can put it like that and probably trim off the ends that are bowed up. But we do want that rustic look, and that will be just fine. We will have a total of 13 boards. 7 will be red, 6 will be white. We will have a square that is 16 inches, that's blue. And we'll start the red stripes, red and white stripes at 19 inches. And I will show you everything. I just wanted to let you know that before I cut these. All of my boards are cut to 35 inches. They are semi-straight, not too worried about that. And I am getting ready to stain them. I did give them a light sanding because I'm not going for the perfect look, because you can see these boards are weathered, very weathered. Hopefully you can see that. And that's what we want. But I'll go ahead and stain these up and then we'll get to painting. I've got a coat of the charred wood accelerator on, and I'm just going to let those dry for a little bit, and then we can start painting our lath wood. And I think they do look kind of charred, don't they? I didn't do in between because that, well, for the most part, that'll be covered. I didn't do the back, but everything will get sealed with a polyacrylic. I created a stencil of 50 stars on my silhouette. And once it's painted, then we'll go ahead and stencil on the stars. I was hoping that would fit, and I think it'll be in proportion. Now I've taped off where I'm going to put the stars. I'm going to go ahead and paint that section blue. For the blue, I am using this Waverly Ocean chalk paint. I may have to come back in and darken it with a little black, just depends on how it looks to me once we're done painting this. I kind of like that. We will come in and add a little bit of antiquing wax over the top of this, or an antiquing glaze. But I think this is a very pretty blue. And that is just the right amount. And if you didn't want to do an antiquing glaze, what you could do is simply take a very light grit sandpaper and distress it that way, because we do have the charcoal underneath. And maybe I'll do that. But that is very nice. All right, let's get some other colors on. For the red, I'm using Waverly chalk paint in crimson, and I will go ahead and start painting the red stripes. And that is very bright. That is very, very bright. So that will have to be toned down with some antiquing wax. Or I can just sand it back as well. This one's white. This one is white. This one's red. But the tape will have to come and be put on the other side before I can finish these boards. Now we've got the blue for our stars taped off, so I can finish off these slats. That's red, this is white. Here's another red one. Red, white, and red. And before I put on the stars, I will put some boards on the back to attach everything together. Let's get some white paint. And for the white, we are using the Waverly Snow White. Painting all done except for the stars. I think it is starting to look like a rustic USA flag. Okay, we've got it all lined up. We've got everything painted except for the stars. This is going to look great in our yard. As soon as the blue dries, we'll get that stencil on there and get those stars painted, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Before we add the stars to our flag, we need to secure the back. So I'm going to add maybe 1, 2, 3 boards to the back just to give it some stability. I will give it a quick distressing sand, and then we'll be ready to finish up. So here are the 3 boards I cut for the back. I'll go ahead and attach those. For stability, I'm going with a brad nail of 1 9/16, and then I will add some glue to the back of the boards, and we'll go ahead and get this attached. I'm just going to give this a light sanding now to distress it a little bit. And I'll just use a 220 grit. Sandpaper, and we'll get this kind of distressed. That turned out really nice with the distressing. I did the edges and then I just went all over. Looks perfectly aged. I'll try to get a close-up for you. That turned out really nice. For the stars, I'll do the layer of Mod Podge onto the stencil once I have it in place. And then I'll go over it with a layer of the Snow White chalk paint. Now we want to make sure we get this into the blue area. I think I have a little more room over here. I don't think it's going to come out perfect because the boards are all different sizes. We'll just rub this down really, or as best we can. And start lifting. I always pull away and down when pulling off my transfer paper. That seems to work the best. Not always, but and we're working with uneven boards, so that does not help. Like that one ripped, but I think we salvaged it. Almost there. Okay, we got it. Just run our little card over a little bit. I do see some bubbles anyway. But that's what you're going to get with using scrap boards most of the time. Let's go ahead and get some Mod Podge on there. That might help us a little. And just get all those stars. And like this is totally uneven along this row of stars. But that's okay. I know the holiday 4th of July is over, but you can never have too many USA flags in your yard, right? We should be celebrating Independence Day every day, just like Christmas and Easter. All right, that's the last star right there. And I'll just go through and dab any spots that are puddling, and then we can let this dry. And this just prevents bleeding. We are going to have some bleeding only because, like I said, of the uneven boards. But it does help. So we'll let that dry and we'll be right back. All right, it looks pretty dry. And then we're just going to dab, dab, dab on the stars. If you didn't have a stencil like this or a silhouette, you could always do a 1 1/4 inch star, trace it out into the square where the blue is, and just paint it in with a paint marker as well. That would be a great alternative. You could just make some pencil lines to line up all the stars. And hopefully I got all of the areas good enough. And we shall see. If not, I can come back with a small paintbrush and do any touch-ups I need to do. It's not always easy getting the vinyl up. See if we can get it from this corner. Plus I have gloves on. All right, we're gonna have to take the gloves off. And just pull up tightly. And we'll come from this end. Grab this. But not too bad. My pick is upstairs, otherwise I'd go get that, but me just being stubborn. All right, not too much bleed. I think here's a little spot, which is fine, but not too bad at all. See if I can get you closer to see those stars. Yep, not too bad. All I need to do is get a polyacrylic on here, and I'll take it outside and show you. I hope you found today's video to be not only inspirational, but also a reminder of the beauty that can come from what others might consider junk. This flag, made from lath wood, is more than just a decoration. It's a symbol of unity, resilience, and hope. In many ways, our lives can feel like pieces of scrap wood, worn, imperfect, and seemingly insignificant on their own. But just as we've crafted something meaningful and beautiful from this scrap wood, so too can God take the broken, scattered parts of our lives and create something extraordinary. Romans 8:28 tells us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." No matter where you are in your journey, remember that God sees the potential in you. He is the ultimate craftsman, shaping and molding us through our experiences, trials, and triumphs. Like this flag, we are a testament to His grace and creativity. As you display your handmade flag, let it serve as a reminder of our nation's foundation and the freedom we cherish. More importantly, let it remind you of the freedom and hope we have in Christ. Each time you look at it, Remember that just like this flag was crafted from scraps, your life is being beautifully crafted by the hands of a loving God. Thank you so much for joining me in this project today. May God bless you and guide you. Until next time, keep building, keep creating, and keep trusting in His plan. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you never miss a video. And if you're returning, thank you so much. And if you have found value in this video, please like and comment.